Welcome back to Heavy Metal Gaming. So, one thing I wanted to actually take a look on is a video that was uploaded, and it's actually kind of going back to my childhood. So, instead of being the sarcastic, smartass, and prick that I normally am, I wanted to just kind of go down memory lane and just kind of see who else wanted to go down and take this little trip with me on this. So, let's go ahead and start this. Pretty much, we're starting with the OG Xbox, which I absolutely love. The OG Xbox, the controller, the game. I remember.
Combat Evolved.
God, yes.
First-person shooter where you travel the galaxy.
Here's a question. How many people actually remember playing the original Gears of War? How many people remember actually playing the OG Gears of War?
One of the most recognizable faces in games, Master Chief.
But never mind that one, though. The original Halo. Man, the OG Xbox, them visuals, I still remember me and my cousin booting the game up, us playing it. Oh, such good memories with multiplayer. God. Such great memories.
Insert Marcus Phoenix. The main protagonist of
My
Gears
first
of
360 game. Yes, Gears of War.
game that
Yep.
takes place on a world infested with underground monsters.
Amazing game.
Locusts. Following the success of both Halo 1 and Halo
Yep.
2, Microsoft
Mhm.
was looking for another IP to join the Xbox family. Microsoft thought it fit to bring in a flourishing Epic Games team
Yeah.
that was working on a new third-person shooter game.
Epic Games,
Same
Unreal
as Xbox
Tournament,
360
Unreal
was a
Championship.
success, but didn't have too many exclusive
Oh
games
god,
on it.
Unreal.
So
Back when they
in
used to make
2006,
dominating
Gears of
games.
War was born.
Especially Unreal Tournament. Oh god, I
Gears of
love
War
that
was
game.
the first ever game to outsell Halo on the Xbox,
Mhm.
which was unheard of at
That's
the time,
right.
because Halo was the biggest franchise on Earth.
That's
For almost
true.
a full year, they held the lead for the most concurrent players on Xbox.
Oh, the
Of course,
multiplayer
reason
was
they
so
lost the
good.
lead was because Halo 3 dropped in September of 2007.
Mm-hmm.
But this didn't stop the growth of popularity that the game was gaining. The story takes place in a post-apocalyptic world
Yeah.
where Marcus Phoenix and his best friend Dominic Santiago are sent on a mission to map out the tunnels of the ever more growing Locust Horde. The first ever trailer for the game encapsulated the lonely and dark atmosphere of the game with its visuals
Perfectly.
and condescending
Perfectly.
tone of the
Come on
song
now.
Mad World by Gary Jules and Michael Andrews.
Yep. Oh yeah. Still remember that first fucking trailer ever, yeah. And there's the Locust, baby, right there ready to fuck you up. Oh man, I don't know about anybody else. I miss this era in gaming so much.
For the story. But surprisingly, what kept the players to stay was the multiplayer. Originally, Gears of War wasn't even going to have a multiplayer. The developing team working on the multiplayer couldn't seem to make it work, trying to take aspects from games like Counter-Strike and Halo. They only had months left before the game was released, so they were just going to scrap it. It was only when they realized they were looking at it the wrong way. Gears of War itself was a new and fresh take on the first/third-person shooters.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of making a map where there are many rooms to walk and creep around, they made a map that was more open. Cover was all around, allowing the player mobility and angles to shoot. Power weapons were scattered around the map to give players reasons to move around.
God, I
and not
remember
just
that
sit
map.
still. Their decision to keep the multiplayer integrated into the game paid off.
Yeah.
Because many players love the teamwork-based matches. Game modes like Team Deathmatch and Guardian were most played.
Haha,
This even
yeah.
spawned the very first meta to the game. That is still the meta to this day.
Mm-hmm.
The
That's
Nasher
true.
was the go-to weapon when dealing in close-range
The
situations.
fucking Nasher, yes. I got killed so many times with that goddamn shotgun.
And if you were daring enough to walk up to your opponent with a lantern, you could chainsaw them, making for a very gory scene.
And if they had a Nasher, you were getting your ass shot in half, yes. Definitely remember that too, yeah.
One good example of the multiplayer being a core memory for gamers is of Moist Critical, who boasts about his OG days
Moist
on
Critical.
Gears 1, stating that had it not been for the multiplayer, he may have never even jump-started his career on YouTube.
Gears of War is where I started making videos.
That's where a lot of people
It
started with Gears.
changed my life, unironically. The multiplayer of it specifically.
Yeah.
With its newly
Oh, I
found
believe it.
popularity,
I
many
believe it
improved
100 fucking percent.
more. So in 2008, exactly 2 years after
Personally,
the
believe
OG
that,
game
I personally
released,
believe this is how all presidential debates should be held.
Players
You want to
were not
win
done with
president?
the franchise at all.
Take the matches online on Gears.
Game left off in terms of both
I think
story
that'd be
and
fair.
success. They also added a new game mode named Horde Mode, a wave-based survival game.
Oh yes, Horde mode.
Together to fend off the Locust Horde.
Now Horde mode was when you had the right players. That was better than sex right there.
Many fans took to conventions cosplaying
Yep.
various different COD Gear
I think that was our boy Rom. Raw right there, or Rom right there? General Rom, yeah.
Epic Games and Microsoft were able to cap off the trilogy with Gears of War 3 in 2011, marking an end
Chef's
to the
kiss.
storyline and officially inserting the Gears of War franchise into gaming history.
Clip Belinsky, that's right.
Thousands of people were playing Gears of War. If you weren't playing online multiplayer, you were playing couch co-op with your best friend, your brother, your dad even. Lots
You're
of
true,
memories
that's
remain in
true.
the heyday.
100%. You cannot dispute that, argue about that, absolutely.
From 2006 to 2012, Gears of War was at its peak.
Then we're gonna go down towards Judgment, right? Which is where we started going downhill. Then 4. My, don't get me started on 4. And then 5. Oh, God. They should have just left it at 4. I mean, at 3 and been done with it.
What went wrong?
Judgment was the fucking beginning of the end of
In
it.
2013, Gears of War Judgment. People were still wanting more Gears, even though the series had a well-rounded and satisfying ending. So Epic Games decided to take a different angle at the series and hire the help of a different studio.
And there you go. I love People Can Fly, but Gears was not their specialty.
After E-Day, and most importantly, it was going to be centered around Barrett and Cole, the other two members.
Hey, I love
of the
Colt.
squad.
That was fine.
So fans of the franchise were hyped to finally see Cole and Barrett's story before they joined Delta, being that they were beloved characters that you only get to play as once in Gears of War 3. But when the game finally released in March of 2013,
Mhm.
to everyone's dismay, it was a major failure.
Yep. Damn right it was.
The game wasn't even lore accurate.
Yes.
The Lancer being in the game made no sense. Marcus Phoenix created the Lancer with the chainsaw configuration about 2 years after E-Day. But Barrett and Cole got that John 2 weeks after E-Day. And don't get me started on Barrett and Cole.
Yep.
Barrett is supposed to be the leader of the squad, which is fine and dandy, but he might as well have been a completely different character, because he is nothing like his Gears 1 through 3 counterparts.
That's true.
No snarky remarks.
How's it going, Baird? Oh, it's bullshit. Somebody here figured out the gold plate thrash ball. Now it's all, oh, Cold Train, tell us all about that play again. And hey, number 83, say no shit.
No showcasing of his engineering skills.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid chucker. Piece of shit. Can you fix it? Yeah, just fix anything, man. Just need the right parts.
Nothing like the Barrett we all know and love.
That's right.
He's just a serious lieutenant with barely any lines and a couple quips thrown here and there.
Colonel, so Rob riding a monster.
Cole, on the other hand, did a complete 180.
Mm-hmm.
From the hype man of the team.
They killed Cole's character, which pissed me off more than anything. That's the Cole Train, baby.
Over the years, does gravity on Sarah work differently than that on Earth?
Yeah.
The multiplayer was different, but not too bad. The main dislike was that there wasn't the Locust team. It was just blue gears versus red gears. As well
Mm-hmm.
as the fact that there was no horde mode. There were a few good things that came from Gears Judge though.
Very
A
few.
former UIR soldier that joined the COG in order to fend off the Locust Horde. Many fans like this character and hope to see him return in any future installments of the series.
Right.
Another positive to this game was my personal favorite gun, the Breach Shot.
The breach shot was the only good thing about the
Satisfying
game.
Headshots with this gun, acting as both a close range and a long range weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And last and actually the best thing to come out of Gears Judge,
What's that?
Sophia. Need I say more?
Okay, can't disagree with that one.
This
Okay.
marked the start of the end for Gears fans.
I'm with you on that one.
In
Alright, okay,
2014,
okay.
Microsoft decided to buy the rights
That
to
probably
Gears
is the
of War
best part.
for games and take matters into their own hands. They tasked the studio, the coalition, with
And this is
reviving the
where
franchise,
the end
starting off with
officially
Gears of
hit.
War 1 remake. Almost 10 years after the original came out, they released Gears of War Ultimate Edition, a touched up and refined version of the 2006 game. They even added an originally PC exclusive mission to the base game for Xbox players. Again, fans were hyped to be able to replay what many consider the best of the trilogy, but this time with smoother graphics and a modernized multiplayer system. The reaction to this game was actually not too bad. fans are very pleased to be able to play their favorite childhood game,
Okay.
myself included. The issue lied with the multiplayer. It was nothing like the multiplayer of the original game, which made sense seeing as the OG game's mechanics were pretty outdated and needed some fixing.
Yeah, but here's the main source of the issue with that. Okay, the first thing the Coalition did once they handed the series off to them was do this. And I get that. It wasn't terrible. But then the Coalition just went in a whole nother fucking direction, which to me is what really killed the series. Like, to me, Judgment wasn't horrible. Was it on the same level as the first three? No fucking way at all. Was it horrific and horrible? No, it was not. Now, the Gears of War Ultimate Remake, cool, absolutely. The game was fun, great for co-op. Me and my wife play it. Great game. The problem is, after this, Gears of War 4. Then on to 5. After 4, I didn't even play the 5th one. I didn't touch it after 4. 4 to me is just absolutely a fucking abomination. 5, I have no interest in even touching any future ones.
However, a lot of gamers liked the OG gameplay over the remastered.
Of course.
In turn, they didn't resonate with the multiplayer like how they did with Gears of War 1.
Yes, the original is still the best.
Ultimate is much worse than OG Gears of War. There's a huge gameplay difference between Gears of War on 360, like the base one. Ultimate is trash.
Thank you. Moist 100% right.
Know that Ultimate Edition
And
was
here we go.
for reviving the franchise. Only a year later, in 2016, they released Gears of War 4. Many Gears fans were confused at the fact that they were continuing the story, even though it had been wrapped up with in Gears 3.
Which is where they completely shit the bed with this. I'm sure there's people that are going to watch and be like, I like Gears 4. Good for you. I'm happy for you. The hardcore Gears fans, after the third one, if they wanted to do a whole new take on it and a whole new twist, they can. But to have numbering it after continuing it after the trilogy ended with 3 and the send-off they gave it and the respect and the bow that they put on the third game to end it, then, oh, well, we're going to make Gears 4. And then you shit the bed completely with it? Oh my fucking lord. Yeah. No. If they'd went Gears of War something else and it was a different timeline and it was a different take, then, you know what, it would not have been a problem. I don't think anybody would have an issue with that at that point. The problem is you're continuing the set that was already finished. Like, you're trying to continue off that story, and then you just completely shit over the first 3 games that came out. Fuck you, Coalition, for even doing that to begin with. Let's get back to the video.
But it was welcome nonetheless. People just wanted to see more Gears content. Gears of War 4 was centered around Marcus Phoenix's son, JD Phoenix. The story takes place 25 years after the ending of Gears 3. Marcus lives alone on a farm, Barrett has a robot company and is bald, and Coltrane is still Coltrane.
Hey, who loves you, Marcus? Wow!
The mistake that Gears of War 4 makes is that they pull a "they never died" on us.
Yep.
The Locusts apparently never died. They were just cocooning up and metamorphosizing
For 45 years, yeah.
The Swarm.
Tell me how that makes fucking sense.
The Locust Horde. One thing that Gears 4 had up its sleeve was the visuals. If I'm being honest, the game was quite beautiful. The character design was polished and the environment was all bright and colorful. The prettiness of the game alone actually attracted new fans to the series. But this very feature also scared away many of the loyal fans to the
Thank you,
series.
which are the most important ones, not the new players,
Gears of War was known for
the
being
old
that
school
dark and
players.
gritty game. A game that wasn't really a horror game, but could still be scary just by how dark and quiet the
Thank you.
environment was.
Gears is not supposed to be all beautiful and sunshine. When the fuck has Gears ever been about that? It's supposed to be dark and gritty.
The very first trailer for the game alone showcased what kind of game Gears of War was
Yep.
supposed to be.
Thank you. That is
Top
true.
That changed with the fact that you weren't even finding the Locust anymore. You might as well have not even called the game Gears of War.
Mm-hmm.
Taking aspects from the original series and twisting it and bending it in ways that in turn lost the game's identity. The game didn't have the same retention as the original 3.
Mm-hmm.
The Horde mode wasn't the same with the new enemies.
True.
The campaign was interesting enough to feel like an uninspired.
It
version
drug
of the
on for
original.
fucking ever.
Multiplayer lobbies weren't as stacked as they were with Gears 3.
Nope.
Things were amok. fast forward to 2019, Gears 5.
Oh,
Chris
God.
was pissed that it was called Gears 5 and not Gears of War 5. Yes, everyone pretty much calls the games Gears 2 or Gears 3.
Yeah.
But at this point, it was just about principle. The whole government name of the game should be present in all iterations. But that was just the start. Some fans had issue with the fact that they were shifting from JD Phoenix to Kate Diaz
Mhm.
for the new games, saying that they were making it her story and trying to drive. the
She was not a
story.
compelling character at all.
She's got help.
She was not a compelling character at all. Her story was not compelling. She was not compelling. I didn't even care for Marcus's son.
We get to see and play as our beloved character Marcus Phoenix. Wait, what's this? He's barely even in the game? You mean to tell me the main character and overall face of the franchise has such a small and useless role to play in this game?
Thank you.
Surely they won't
Yep.
try to force his son to become a hardened, half-baked, badass version of himself. Yes, give him a beard, a scar, a robot arm, and make him an asshole. This is peak character development at its finest.
Oh, yeah.
The story of Gears 5 was actually pretty good. The idea of Kate actually being the next queen of the Locust is a fire concept, and they showcased that aspect very well. But something they were trying to force into this game was an open world. And oh my god, was it terrible. You were essentially just
I'm glad I never fucking played it.
An empty land for the most part. Gears fans
Wow.
going from a linear story-driven experience
Which is
to a
how it should have
half-assed
stayed.
open world experience was not
This
pleasant.
isn't fucking
Horde
Fallout.
mode and multiplayer was improved in this game and wasn't enough. They even added an entirely new game mode called Hive Busters, and as you may have guessed, it was a bust. Gears 5 was the nail in the coffin. I'm not even going to talk about Gears Tactics because it has its own niche and dedicated fan base. And don't even
Gears
get me
Tactics
started
was
on
a fun
Gears
game.
The last major update to Gears 5 happened in January of 2022. Since then, if you boot up the multiplayer, you will have either bot lobbies or nothing but Mexicans playing with you because for some reason, just like Dragon Ball, Gears of War is still popping over there. It's probably why I'm such a big fan actually. And as time goes on, with this being the longest hiatus without a new Gears game ever, the fanbase continues to lose hope for there ever being a return to fame from their beloved franchise. All they could do is accept that the game is officially dead.
Unfortunately, the thing with Gears is Gears 5, like I said, I haven't played it, so basing off what I'm hearing with that, I'm glad I didn't play it. Because it pretty much just synchronized the nail in the coffin. The only way they could possibly bring the series back would be a Gears of War original trilogy. Fuck 4 and 5. Bring back the first 3 remastered. Online. Personally, what I would personally recommend, I would love to see this myself as a gamer myself. I would love to see the Gears of War trilogy come out on the Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. PS5. With crossplay. If we could get the Gears of War trilogy, 1, 2, and 3, fuck the rest of them. 1, 2, and 3, you could toss, I guess you could toss Judgment in, just for the last clip they popped in on that one. Eye candy for that. You could bring in, remake, remaster the first 3 Gears games. Since Sony loves to remake and remaster shit, let's have Microsoft do that. Drop it on Xbox, PC, PlayStation 5, crossplay open. That would get the door busting, and that would have everybody on edge. The gameplay needs to be like the original 3. If we could get a Gears of War remaster, remake on the first 3 games dropped on the platforms, that would give it the resurgence that it needs, because it's never been on PlayStation. So that would get a lot of new players. Online would be back to jumping, and it would make a lot of fucking money. It would get the Gears name back in there, back on there. But that's only if they did that. That's what I would recommend. Gears should be on PlayStation as well. It's been long enough. PlayStation fans should be able to play Gears of War as well.
And move on to other titles that still get
But
love.
this bullshit right here, the emotes, needs to go. This is not fucking Fortnite. The whole emotes is just absolutely, I'll never understand it. It's not fucking Fortnite. I get we're doing the Fortnite emote. Gears of War is not fucking Fortnite, and there has no place in it whatsoever for
It may
Gears.
very well be the end for Gears of War.
There's only one way to bring this series back. That's if Microsoft will actually do it.
That is, unless Microsoft and the Coalition do the unthinkable. This year may very well be their year. Gears of War 6 has been the focal point of many rumors circulating about Gears of War that may be dropping soon. There have been whispers of the much-desired Gears of War The Marcus Phoenix Collection, showcasing remasters of all the Gears games from 1 all the way to possibly Gears Judge.
Boom. Boom. Who just fucking called that? Thank you very much. Yes, that's what we need to bring Gears back. Fuck Gears of War 6, first and foremost. Let's do the Marcus Phoenix Collection first. Let's get that out. Let's get people back into it. Once the people get back into Gears, then you can shove 6 down people's throat. But you have to get the Marcus Phoenix Collection out first and foremost. That's the only way to get people back engaged. If you drop 6 first, the series is dead. But the collection needs to come to PS5 as well as PC.
It's been a long time coming, my friends.
It cannot just be on Xbox anymore. It can't.
For our beloved childhood game series. Gears of War will make its return in 2024.
We'll see about that.
Well, that was quite the video game. This may very well be my longest video yet. Makes sense, I guess. I've been gone for like 5 months, so it's only fitting I go all in. And you guys believe I'm making a comeback, baby.
There you go.
More lore videos coming soon. More discussion videos.
Nice.
It's all here. Here's to a great and successful 2024. Let me
Nice,
know what you guys
okay.
think of the state of the Gears of War franchise. Is it making a comeback this year, or will it officially die this year?
We'll
Let me
see.
know in the comments below and what you guys thought of my videos. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe today if you want to see more of my content. Babbage Babbles out.
All right, so go show him some love over there on his channel. And also, yeah, so we'll see how things go, I guess. Like I said, personally for me, I want to see if we're doing Gears of War, it needs to be multi-plat. And it needs to be the Marcus Phoenix Collection first. We need that collection out first. Once that collection comes out, then you can do 6. But fans need to get back into playing 1 through 3. It needs to come Xbox, PC, and PlayStation 5. That's the only way to do it. If you want to put it on PS4, I guess you can. I would personally, I'm really sick of last gen, so I would love to see it PS5. But then again, it would get more players if it was on PS4 as well. So I would say get on as many fucking platforms as you can, turn crossplay on, and let's fucking go. Get people into it, a lot of money to be made, and you can get more players into it. So we'll see how that goes. But honestly, no, this is more just checking out videos I'm more interested in and just kind of throwing things out there, just ideas. So just kind of building a community and just kind of seeing how things go. So anyway, if you enjoyed the channel, please give it a like and subscribe. As always, Heavy Metal Gamer out. See y'all in the next video.